Like every living being, humans yearn to live fully too, yet life often throws us off course in ways we never expect. After battling through 99 core battles of his existence, our protagonist finally now stands tall tower, eyes burning with resolve, and declares this ends now. He's currently standing at the threshold of the final 20th round. Before him, a horde of white, mythical creatures stands guard, their presence massive and ominous. They block the path to the door beyond, so that's where our protagonist aims to go. Summoning his weapon, he leaps through the guardians in a flash, his movements a blur. As he commands the seal of death, a crimson eye glimmers ominously, marking his enemies. Any attack he lands now will deal 200% extra damage, a brutal advantage. The massive white guardians surge toward him in waves, their sheer numbers overwhelming. He swings his weapon in long, sweeping arcs, commanding the Night of Death. Darkness envelops the guardians, and they pause. Seizing the moment, he slices through his enemies with precision, but he can't seem to catch a break. The guardians unleash a flurry of elemental attacks, fire and ice, forcing him to dodge desperately. Frustrated, he activates a speed boost, zipping through the room in an instant. But the towering guardian isn't finished. It fires a rapid stream of flaming arrows, one after another. Fire crashes against the shields he summons, but he remains unscathed. Then, something catches his eye, a giant magic circle etched into the ground. Before he can react, ice erupts from the circle, engulfing him in ice. The guardian lunges, fist raised for a devastating punch. But our protagonist doesn't falter. With a swift motion, he activates Moonlight Execution, breaking the ice in two. The attack rips through the air, striking the guardian in half too. He exhales sharply, knowing the punch could have ended him. Realizing he can't waste time battling them one by one, he decides to end this quickly. Channeling his full power, his body burns with raw magic. The guardians brace themselves, sensing the upcoming battle. In a flash, he commands Red Moon, slashing his weapon across the massive room. The strike is swift and devastating, obliterating every guardian in one fell swoop. He lands gracefully, the room now eerily silent. Finally, he approaches the entrance the guardians had protected. The massive chamber before him is adorned with intricate, antique designs, giving it the aura of an ancient temple. Confused but determined, he strides to the center of the altar. As he steps onto it, the altar begins to glow brightly. A system notification pops up. Entry requirements: 1 out of 5. At least 5 players are required to open the boss room. Our protagonist stares in disbelief. He's come alone. The system issues a warning. Requirement not fulfilled. Player will be eliminated in 5 seconds. A large beam of light engulfs him as he curses in frustration. He strikes at the beam, yelling that this was too intentional, too cruel. The system counts down 5, 4, 3, and with a final curse, he vanishes into thin air. The screen flashes. You have been slain. But unexpectedly, the screen flashes. You will now return to the time before the first round. The system also states that the rune of time reversal has been used 100 out of 100 times and will now collapse. It's time to begin the 100 time reversal.
A huge crowd is assembled outside in the central city for the New Year's countdown. Amidst the crowd is our protagonist, looking serious. Looking at his hands, he curses. He's back to the time when the game hadn't even begun. He squeezes his trembling hand as he recalls going all the way to the final round, but being sent back again. But this is the last return he will make. This time, he will see the game through. But for that, he needs to bring at least 4 people with him to the final round. A few minutes earlier, group of people were talking amongst themselves. They're celebrating becoming adults this year. One of the guys asks Youngmin what he is going to do in life. Youngmin simply says he will become a gang member. The other guys are shocked because they didn't think he was actually serious. Curious, they ask what he's planning to do with his little servant once he graduates. The little servant being our protagonist. Scoffing, Youngmin says he's going to make him serve him as long as he can. One of them notices our protagonist in the crowd. The countdown starts for the new year as Youngmin looks at our protagonist. Removing his hoodie, our protagonist looks directly at Youngmin. Youngmin is quickly enraged, asking why he's looking at him like that, but his friends calm him down. The man's head bursts into pieces, splattering blood everywhere. Seeing this, the crowd is consumed by panic. Enraged, the angel asks how dare he speak to a higher being with such insolence. She declares they have no right to question her unless they want their head to explode like that. She addresses the crowd, declaring she will now explain everything, But our protagonist sighs, asking if he has to listen to this again since it's his 100th regression. She grandly declares that now they're going to play a game. At the start of each month, they will play one round out of a total of 20. Everyone's souls will be transported to another dimension for the game. There's only one thing they need to do there: achieve the quest that is given. Upon completing the quest, they will be returned to reality. But she warns them, not all can survive even if the quests are completed. Only half of them will, according to the rank of accomplishment. The crowd is perplexed, but only those aged 15 to 29, all around the world, will be participating. Our protagonist thinks he didn't know he'd be repeating his life 100 times when he first got dragged into this at the age of 20, which makes the total participants over 1 billion. Concluding the explanation, the angel asks if they shall begin now. Everyone is then moved to a space where no one can see each other. Before moving on, they have to create an avatar. Our protagonist just goes with what he always had, with the nickname Black Scythe. Upon doing that, everyone is transported to a grassy field. Our protagonist has maintained the same appearance since the 12th round, so this body almost feels like his own. But of course, everyone else tries to make themselves look more attractive, which only puts a target on their back. The angel then pops out of nowhere, stating she will now give them the basic instructions. She asks everyone to think of status in their head. Having done so multiple times before, our protagonist does it in a flash. He curses, seeing his basic skills. Excited, the angel announces that if they grow stronger and survive the 20th round, not only will they be free from the game, but their wishes will be granted too. Finally, she then orders them to say inventory, where a special gift for them is awaiting. It's a random rune piece. It's a one-time use item only given at the first round. When used, the player will be granted one random skill or fate, which will be fixed throughout the game. Concluding the explanation, the angel snaps her fingers, popping up the first quest for all of them. The quest is to get rid of 100 goblins per person. Instantly, a goblin is summoned, and the crowd remarks it's really like a game. But their faces quickly turn to despair as the goblins keep getting summoned. The angel repeats, 10,000 people against 50,000 goblins. While everyone hesitates, our protagonist walks to the front without hesitation and kicks an upcoming goblin in the face. He picks up a knife, planning to show everyone who he is to keep annoying FLIs away from him. Also, he needs to gain the angel's attention. He defeats the goblins in one swift movement. Addressing the crowd, Scythe remarks that goblins are the weakest in any game. The crowd slowly gets motivated to try, but the goblins fly at them. Panic consumes everyone, and they try to flee, creating a bloody chaos. Now, all people can think of is survival, and they start running without a care for others. It was only after he died twice that Scythe realized there was no point in fleeing on this plane, as it's all barred up. The angel laughs at the chaos, but then gives her full attention to Scythe, who is defeating goblins in a flash. She tries to look at him more, but the system won't let her see any info about the player besides their quest progress. Brushing it off, she remarks that Black Scythe and the game are more fun to watch than she thought. Meanwhile, Scythe is going crazy on the goblins, taking multiple out at once. The goblins now hesitate around him, letting him catch a break. He looks at his stats and sees he's gotten to level 4. Each level up gives him 2 points, which he puts all into speed, since there's nothing more important than speed in the first few rounds. Satisfied with the angel's attention, Scythe plans to wrap it up. Throwing a knife at a goblin, he provokes it, but they still hesitate. Sighing, he remarks he will have to go to them. Upon completing the quest, a bright beam consumes him. The system congratulates him on gaining first place on the world map. He went all out on the goblins because placing first in the quests has separate rewards. The reward being a rare weapon ticket and a unique reward box. He chooses the stiletto out of the 3 options using the weapon ticket and saves the other reward for later. Popping up his stats, he realizes there's a new title he received, called The Last Time Traveler, which wasn't there in the 99 rounds before. He then uses the random rune piece. The system states that the remnants of the rune in his soul have been confirmed and that he has traveled 100 times. This title will let the player's soul remain near its body for 1 minute immediately after death. It will also let the player revive whenever they choose, with full health, but the effect can be used once, and the title will disappear after revival. Revive is a skill for priests, which only revives 30% of the player's health, but he finds it interesting that the title can revive him with full health. Since it's an ace move, he hides the title. He then stretches, waiting for the quest to be over. The angel remarks that it's getting a little boring. To everyone's shock, she then makes it a little less boring by refilling the 50,000 goblins for them, turning it into a bloodbath. The people who completed the quest are batted with the beam. Sometime later, the goblins disappear, making everyone look anxious. The angel announces that half of them passed, so the quest is now complete, and the rest of them disappear. She then congratulates the survivors. Scythe placed first in both the world map and his current player map. He gets 1,000 gold for achieving first place. The angel now addresses Scythe. She asks how he is so strong and if he got a special rune, but stops herself, panicking. Scythe asks if she can't see what his rune is by checking his player status. The angel lies and remarks that of course she can, and Scythe just smiles. Scythe asks if he can ask her something, catching her off guard. Calmly, he states he feels like the reward for the first rank is too little. Shocked, she asks him to repeat what he just said. He confidently asks for a better reward. When he keeps repeating his request for a better reward, the angel curses, asking how dare he request something from her. She puts her hand out to explode his head like before, but realizes she used her one-time right to kill earlier. Getting an idea, the angel smiles, stating that's a good idea. The angel gracefully lands on the ground, stating they will have to talk separately. As the angel and Scythe walk away, Scythe briefly glances at Yongmin, confusing him. The angel is pissed and calls humans a greedy species that doesn't understand orders. Giggling with evil intent, she plans to show Scythe the consequences of being greedy. She plans to kill him after walking to a certain point. She is sure she will be questioned for killing a player for personal reasons, but she thinks she just needs to make sure there are no witnesses. Smiling sweetly, she turns around to ask what reward he is thinking about. But her face quickly changes when a fist flies at her. Scythe just punched her across the face. The angel falls down with a thud. She cannot believe she just got hit by a mere human. Enraged, she turns around, but Scythe isn't there. He then appears from behind and grabs her wings. The angel protests in anger, but Scythe rips one out of her back, making her scream in pain. Scythe tells her to stop whining, then proceeds to rip out the other wing. The angel turns around and demands, "Who the hell are you?" He lifts her wings to reveal a hidden dagger and says she was going to kill him with it. The angel denies it angrily, but Scythe cuts her off, calling her Betrayal. Shocked, the angel asks how he knows her name. Brushing her off, Scythe draws his weapon, ready to finish her. Furious, the angel threatens to make his head explode. Scythe laughs she's already used her kill ability. She declares he won't be safe afterward, that her friends will come for him. Holding his weapon, Scythe coldly states that angels are self-centered beings who won't care if one of their own disappears. "Die now," he says, ending the conversation. The angel stumbles back, trembling, warning that he'll regret this, that he won't be able to return home if he kills her. Now desperate, she pleads, offering him all the information she has. Scythe replies he already got it by torturing her. Shocked, she asks when, but he doesn't answer. Instead, he attacks. She falls to the ground. The system pops up. "Congratulations. You are the first player to kill an angel. As a reward, he receives angel's blood and the title, the first angel killer. The title grants double stats when fighting holy type opponents. He also gains the rune of slaughter, awarded to the first player to kill an angel. It increases his stats by 1% per kill until the end of the round." He remembers learning about these rewards during his fight with angels back in the 13th loop. But the biggest reason he killed her was the angel's blood. It allows a player to choose assassin as a profession starting from level 10. All players can choose a profession from level 10 onward. There are 30 kinds in total, and various ways to earn them. Some through items, others through unique triggers. Angel's blood is one of the rare, unique class items. Curious, Scythe checks his world map. First place rewards. 3 options pop up. He chooses the experience points multiplier tripled gains. The system announces the end of the first round. The next round will occur on the 1st of the next month, and until then, everyone will return to their origin point. Back at the New Year celebration spot, the crowd wakes up with a gasp. Yongmin looks around, confused. wondering how everyone fainted just like he did. He realizes they were unconscious for about the same amount of time as the dream lasted. One by one, his friends confirm they all had the same dream. Then someone notices that one of them hasn't woken up. "Hey, wake up, man," Yongmin says. No response. The group gathers around in panic, trying to shake him awake, but he's cold. He's dead. Faces darken with fear. "Is this real?" one of them whispers. They look around at the others lying on the ground. What if they're all? They can't finish the sentence. Yongmin trembles, his voice low and horrified. "This is sick."